What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, going to be going over Sherrone Moore being named Michigan's next head coach. Going to be going over his contract details, as well as what he said in his introductory press conference today, as well as his aggressive approach to NIL in recruiting. Plus, we got some big news on Jesse Minter and Ben Herbert, as well as who will be the next offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, offensive line coach, and more. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so Michigan, they got their guy as Sherrone Moore becomes the 21st head coach for Michigan football and the first African-American head coach in the program. It was announced last night with the breaking news. We all kind of expected this. Sherrone Moore, literally everybody wanted him as the next head coach. Jim Harbaugh wanted him, and he did have a meeting with the team a couple days ago and said his goodbyes to everybody, and he even backed up the thought of giving Sherrone Moore the head job. But Michigan football Twitter account announced it, and they said more wins, more championships, more smash. Now Sherrone Moore, he signed a 5-year deal, and he has a base salary of $500,000 in year 1 of the deal, which increases by 2% each additional year. However, additional compensation is $5 million in his first season, which increases by 2% each year. And if he remains employed as Michigan's head coach for the entire contract year, he will receive a $500,000 retention bonus each season. And there's also obviously incentives in the contract that include a Big Ten championship game appearance, which will make him $250,000, a Big Ten championship win, $500,000. Michigan will also pay him an additional $200,000 if they make the first round of the 12-team college football playoff. That also includes a first-round bye. And for a quarterfinal appearance, Michigan will pay an additional $300,000. In a semifinal and national title game appearance will pay out $500,000 and $750,000 respectively, and he will get $1 million if he wins the national title. So in total, the bonuses include $3.5 million in bonuses. So that's what his contract is set up to be. Now his buyout is $5 million in year 1, $4 million in year 2, then it goes $3 million, $2 million, and $1 million respectively in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th year. But this is some big news. Michigan needed to promote Sherrone Moore as quickly as possible to keep the stability around the program intact. Now you have some updates on Jesse Minter and the coaching staff. We'll talk about that in a little bit here, but Sherrone Moore did have his introductory press conference this morning. First off, Michigan AD Ward Manuel said that Jim Harbaugh will be invited to be an honorary captain at a game this fall if the schedules work out. A couple of key things that Sherrone Moore said in his press conference. First off, he shouted out Jim Harbaugh, obviously. He said, "If you're watching this, love ya. I got your back, and we're going to continue this the right way." He also talked about the first interview with Jim Harbaugh. He said he remembered it like it was yesterday. "The first thing I did was take off my jacket, move the chair, and show him some run blocking." And obviously Harbaugh, was all into it and everything. And he also invited him to spend the night and hired him the next day. So pretty funny there. Sounds about right though for Jim Harbaugh. But Sherrone Moore, he also said that we will continue to attack each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind, just like the great Jack Harbaugh would say. And he said, "And I promise you, we will smash." He also said that "I'm just going to be me. I can't be Jim Harbaugh. I've watched him the last 6 years, but I can't be him. I'm going to be myself and who I am. I'm going to lean on him tremendously with what we've built here. If you're not yourself, you're going to lose people around you." Sherrone Moore also said that "I will be extremely aggressive with it when it comes to recruiting, including retaining his own roster." And he's come out and say that he wants to attack recruiting and NIL. And I really think Sherrone Moore, he is a good recruiter, and him being a younger coach, is only going to help him. He also said that he just can't wait to get right to work. He's also said that he's trying to, retain the coaching staff. He's going to do everything he can to keep people here. And speaking on if he would call plays, he said probably not, but he thinks he knows the right guy to take that position, which hints towards an in-house promotion to offensive coordinator. We'll talk about that later in the video as well. But a couple guys are Mike Hart and Kurt Campbell. But we did just get news today as well that defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, according to Sam Webb of the Michigan Insider, he reported that he met with several defensive players to let them know he will be heading to Los Angeles with Jim Harbaugh. As I know, it was reported that that would most likely happen, and Jay Harbaugh, the special teams coordinator, most likely going to go to the Chargers with Jim Harbaugh as well. So it does suck, but it was bound to happen. Jesse Minter, he wanted to go to the NFL. But as far as the news on strength and conditioning coach Ben Herbert, according to Sam Webb of the Michigan Insider, the feeling inside the building hasn't changed regarding Sherrone Moore's chances of keeping Ben Herbert, which they believe they will be able to keep him here in Ann Arbor. Now, Herbert, he's already making $1 million per season at Michigan, and the highest paid strength coach in the NFL makes $755,000. So Harbaugh would have to pay Herbert close to $1.3 million per year, also to account for the cost of living adjustment in Los Angeles. Now, Sherrone Moore did say that he was very encouraged in his ability to keep Ben Herbert. He said, we'll take it a day at a time and see what happens with the staff, but definitely excited. Ben Herbert, he is the X factor to Michigan's success, so keeping him would be huge for Sherrone Moore. Now, regarding Sherrone Moore being the next head coach, let me know you guys' thoughts, but I'm very excited for him. He's a great coach, a young, great-minded coach. Players loved him, and even Ward Manuel said today in his introductory press conference that a player on the team came up to him and said, "You know who we want." Even Blake Corum had high praise for Sherrone Moore, JJ McCarthy too, the whole Michigan team and players. This is the guy that they wanted, but now the focus shifts to obviously the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator positions. First with defensive coordinator, people do think that Steve Klingscale or Mike Elston have a great chance of potentially getting promoted there. It's either that, or my guess would be that they would get another Baltimore Ravens tree coach from John Harbaugh. It might be suggestions from Jim Harbaugh, but Sherrone Moore in Michigan may want to promote within. And Steve Klingscale, he is a great coach, a great recruiter as well, and recruits and players love him. He has coached and developed some great defensive backs, and he's also the co-defensive coordinator this past season. So as far as offensive coordinator, many believe that quarterbacks coach Kurt Campbell may be the guy, but also running backs coach Mike Hart, I would also put him up there as in-house candidates. And many believe also that tight ends coach Grant Newsome may become the next offensive line coach for Michigan, as obviously Sherrone Moore was the offensive line and offensive coordinator coach this past season. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe Michigan will even go outside the program potentially. They will need to get a new linebackers coach as well, so just keep that in mind. Sherrone Moore, he's got a busy schedule and some busy days here early on in his head coaching tenure, but I'm sure he can't wait to get to work. But right now, no major players have entered the transfer portal. I don't expect major players to enter the portal because the players, the recruits, they love Coach Sherrone Moore. They believe in him. And as far as the recruits go, recruiting, I think, might even take off a little bit because, again, Sherrone Moore, he is a great recruiter. He's a young coach now. I believe he is the 7th youngest coach in D1 football now. And it's not only that, but he said he wants to be aggressive in recruiting and NIL. He wants to expand the recruiting department and everything. So, I'm very excited for recruiting. It should take off potentially. And it's the new era of Sherrone Moore in smash football for Michigan. But with that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.